y'all feel out there?
Lord, forgive me for my sins. Lord, forgive me for my sins. They say I move like I got something to prove and nothing to lose. Rather be clutching my tool, not tucking my jewels, stuck in my ways, not fucking with fools. Comfortable in the booth. Often I was getting grounded as a youth on the A honor roll, but yet suspended out of school. I'm just being honest though. I ain't comprehend the rules. Mama told me study hard, be patient, go to church, fight back if you're hit. But Pac said bomb first. So if you plan to get me, be prepared to get it worse. Get a doctor, a nurse, a casket, and a hearse. I was young, I joined the army, thought it would make me sane, but all it did was help a nigga shoot with better aim. I'm stupid with it, man. Backstage at your concert, somebody screaming duck, but it ain't Eddie Kane. You already know I'm nice from my last raps. These niggas squares like the middle of a hashtag. Flow so crazy, they say Nash, you a head case. Going ham for the cheese, trying to get my bread straight. All my dudes goons kick it with them till a leg break. Cause they'll grab the pump and get it jumping like a head fake. Yes, I make this beat, I must agree, this shit is murder. Ain't no one-on-ones, my niggas jumping like it's hurdles. Pull the burner out and get the bustin', yeah, it's fertile. But if the spot hot, tuck it in like a girdle. Marq Nash. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Oh, Lord. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Lord, forgive me for my sins. I know I said last time, if you do it once, I would never ask again. But yet I must confess, I must repent. You said a nod for a nod. They tried to murder me, so I murdered them. Walk in the room so casually, dolo without the faculty. Was taught to roll solo whenever you're catching casualties. Where y'all at? World war, who wanna challenge me? Everybody king till it's time to step on the balcony. All my shit's legit, this ain't no made up gun bars. And all my heat is legal, I ain't facing no gun charge. I'm in the slums hard, players are stealing, double crossing, and going behind backs like point guards. Damn homie, that's messed up. You hating cause you lesser? I see you Judas, just waiting for you to step up. You see how I do this, I get better and better the moment you disrespect me. The second I lift your dress up, I know the hardest hoods in my city gon' quote it. But I was sitting in the studio all alone when I wrote it. Better yet, I just flow it. If you ever witnessed it in person, you already know then. That boy black out with no pen, then go in. Run it like I got 4 shins and 4 calves. You already know about my vocab. Man, I got my foot on their neck like it's a doormat. So I can make it rain in this bitch and change the forecast. I know you got your future planned out and it's all mapped. But I can go stupid in this bitch and alter all that. But nah, I'ma chill, I'ma leave it at the altar, then fall back. Bang the real nigga, what you call that? Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Oh, Lord. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Father, forgive him. Lord, forgive me for my sins. I know I said last time, if you do it once, I would never ask again. But yet I must confess, I must repent. You said a nod for a nod. They tried to murder me, so I murdered them.
Yes, y'all. It's your man Marq Nash. Another great episode of Breaking the Beats. We are back, y'all. We are back. Feels like we never even left, right? Seems like we was just talking to y'all, and here we are again. We are back. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope this broadcast is finding you in good spirits, good health, good financial health, and hopefully we can talk about some things today that'll put a smile on your face, make you laugh, but also give you something to think about when you leave the show. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King's Day of Remembrance. Let me put that on the screen. And I'll drop this link out there if anybody want to pull up. This ain't going to be, I promise y'all, this ain't going to be no long show tonight because I am tired. I'm super tired, man. But we got a job to do. We got to stick to our word. And that's why we're here. Because I told you guys I was going to do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Here I am. Whether it's one person here or 1,000, I got to be here. All right? So with that said, thank you, She We Here. Yes, I did produce that video. I Did the editing and all of that as well. Comedian Miss Lip, she said genius. Appreciate you. When you like to know says salute. She we here say you here. Yeah, we here, man. It's a lot going on in the world. We preparing for the inauguration that's about to take place. Wonder if they're gonna be on some dumb stuff, but we shall see. With that said, I put the link out there if anybody want to pull up, talk to me for a little bit. Where do I start today? We had a jam-packed show last night. If you didn't hear about it, definitely was entertaining to say the least. But Dr. Martin Luther King, right? Let's start here. A lot of people in the media, in politics, they often refer to Dr. King as, I guess what you call it, a beacon of hope. He's the model of how you're supposed to protest. Be nonviolent. Dr. King was nonviolent, right? But we have all learned to, not just today, but over the years, the FBI was trying to bring him down, telling his wife, hey, man, he cheated on you. She still rode with him. He was nonviolent, but died a very violent death while he was out trying to march for labor unions. We here, what up?
What's going
So,
on, man?
man, we just talking a little bit about the late brother, and I'm gonna give him some flowers. And I was trying to tell people, he's revered now for everything he did and what he stood for. But think about it, they killed all our leaders and then told us to be peaceful.
That is true.
It's insulting, it's disrespectful, but we'll talk about it. Tell
Malcolm.
people who you are, where you from, man. For those who don't know.
Yeah, man, I'm a little space around here, She We Here, that's my channel. And I just come on, I like positive brothers that's giving out the information, knowledge. And Mark, you be holding back, man, on these channels, man. I see you I see you got some knowledge, man. You be dropping some bombs on people, man, having people shook.
That's not the goal or the intention, man. The goal or intention is just to be raw, be authentic, and if you can do that every time you get up here, people are gonna see that. People see like, hey, that guy is everything he said he was, just like you. But
Hey,
I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, man, look, you're gonna have some people that's not gonna like it whenever you're saying something that's honest. Some people can't look themselves in the mirror and be themselves, man.
yeah. I mean, it's one thing that I've noticed about you and coming up. That's why I keep coming back, man. You starting to get up there on one of them channels, man. I gotta jump off and go straight over here, man. When you went live, I was already on another channel, trying to get up, and I just jumped off and came over here, man.
That's
I
love, man.
appreciate the
Appreciate it.
channel, man, and like I said, I'm gonna start trying to jump on more and more, man. As soon as I see you dropping link, and I'm actually gonna probably do a little screen record of your channel, man, and put it on mine, because I ain't hit my 1,000 subscribers, but I can screen record from my phone. And once people come on my channel, start looking at my content, they're gonna automatically see this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna start pushing a lot of channels as well like that, because that's what I always don't understand. The channels that actually are dropping the information is giving this volume, man. They not being represented right. I got brothers out here that's looking at these channels with all this foolishness. Why you ain't coming here for the knowledge? Because like I said, I came into the space. I actually got on YouTube looking at money, and people were talking about different channels and what they were offering and what they were pushing. And after a while, when I started getting into, like I said, the whole manosphere thing, to the point where it was a different level, and I didn't really come here for that, but I want to change that narrative that a lot of them guys were thinking about in that space, because ultimately, man, knowledge is one thing, self-awareness, but another thing is, you got to focus on your bread, because we can talk about certain things all day, but if you're not focused on yourself, empowering yourself, you know, knowing yourself and being one, you can't take that next step in life. And even with you dealing with sports, like I said, I come over here for the sports too, man, because y'all have everything laced out, but your channel just ain't about sports. Man, your channel just about everyday life stuff. Everything that you go through, you gotta have some type of knowledge, some type of, dealings and willings and all that. And then also, like I say, you have the sports in there, for the guys that really want to get down and talk about that as well. So, you just all around. And I like that about your channel, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Look, we just out here trying to be great, man. Shout out to Tay Jones. Appreciate you, champ. Yeah, man, we just out here trying to be great. We do not have all the answers over here, but hopefully through conversation, discourse, or a healthy debate, we can come to a common ground, come to some kind of resolution, find peace, right? Which brings me back to Dr. King and the reason for the show today. A lot of people don't know this. It's a matter of fact, it's a documentary. It's on YouTube. It's in your phone right now. It was on HBO. It's called King in the Wilderness. Are you familiar with that?
No, actually, I ain't even watched it.
Look, I'm gonna put this link for this in the chat. I want you guys to check this out when you get a chance. It's an HBO documentary, and it's about how when Dr. King was murdered,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't that popular anymore with the black community as well. He was looked at as, I think you said, wouldn't you like to know, said it best, he was a race baiter. That's what they would call him today. They would say he was a race baiter because he became more unpopular too because the propaganda that was put behind him. You had some black leaders who were more militant, more violent, and wanted to say like Malcolm. Malcolm wasn't the only one. It's the other brothers that man, you guys got to watch this documentary. But it's it said it talks about like how his radical doctrine and things like that of nonviolence, right beside somebody else, literally marching with him because people were still getting shot in the street. People were looking at him like, "What are you gonna do?" And he said, "Hey, we got to get out this Vietnam War. I can't tell my people to be nonviolent but still promote this war. We killing people abroad, things like that." But I put this link up there in the comments. You guys, when you get a chance, watch this documentary. It's called King in the Wilderness. It's a lot of footage and a lot of things you've never seen and never heard of about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But, let me ask you this. If Martin Luther King was here today, what do you think he would think of where we at in this world and the times we living in? What do you think would happen?
For one, he'll be shocked, man, because if you looked at the episode with Boondocks, he had a episode where he was talking about where they had it. He came, kind of talking to the people, trying to get them to, do certain things, but they out there shaking and just disrespecting him, talking down to him, and all this and that. And I mean, basically,
That was a funny episode though.
yeah,
That
it was.
Boondocks episode was funny as hell.
But I
Martin
mean,
Luther King had all he could have. He couldn't stand no more. He said, "Turn this shit off. Cut that damn music off. Pull your pants up." Man, that shit was hilarious, yo. That Martin Luther King snap. He said, "What the hell is wrong with you niggas?"
yeah, man.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. But like I said, it just the whole point of it is, you know, people ought to be ashamed of themselves. Like I said, I was on the channel the other day, and the brother Art Nostal, and we was talking to this guy that was 38 years old, and at the age of, I think he said 22, when he started realizing he was black. I mean, not realize black, but he was saying just start coming into his blackness. And everybody was like, "You 22, went through school, so you mean to tell me what happened on Black History?" And the guy was like, "Well, the usual people." And he was like, "Well, what did you learn outside of school?" And then he had this notion with his dad about looking at racism as not that bad. And they showed him a picture of a kid picking cotton that was probably like a toddler. And they explained to him, they was like, is this picture okay? He was like, "Well, it's not bad." And they was like, "Dude, This is like a 4-year-old picking cotton, and you're the 3-year-old, a toddler at that, and you're okay with it. Well, I mean, it's not a bad picture, and he was more or less making it. This guy from South Carolina, you know, you might as well say Alabama. You know, in the races, one of the racist states, where they, like they said, still had the Confederate flag flying for so many years over the Capitol, and they were forced to take it down. And yet, you know, this guy's 39 years old, don't know hardly nothing about his history, where he comes from, and he's trying to fight for, well, maybe certain things in history would have played out better. This whole argument of, and he kept using the word feeling. As men, we look at, you don't talk from the emotional standpoint. If we're talking as men, we're going to talk about the facts. We're not talking about nothing else. So, the guy BGS, of course, was coming at him with certain questions, and he couldn't even ask them directly. He was diverting, shielding out. Like the guys who kept saying he's using his Wonder Woman shields. And the whole premise, that they were trying to focus with him, like, you're black. You don't even know yourself. And you 39 years old. It's an issue. And it just amazes me, man, how, you know, even with the situation of Martin Luther King, man, it's like all the stuff that happened, everything that went down, just like they gave him a prime example. They said, how did your parents feel about, white people? It wasn't on no racist stuff. He just, like he said, he's like, well, I don't think they were too I don't know. And the guy told him, he said, ask me about what your parents thought about white people. He asked him. He said, my parents don't give a damn. They're gonna be who they are. It's just what it is. You can't let another race of people influence your life or nothing like that. You gotta let them be them, because they're gonna be them regardless. If they're gonna do good, they're gonna do good. If they're gonna do bad, they're gonna do bad. But man, it was just crazy, man. I would say, seeing people, probably grew up in a nicer area, not even just growing up in a nicer area, just going to school in general and not taking the time to learn your history, not trying to figure out certain things about your life. And, like you see different little signs of things, with the police going through having issues. And we always refer back to certain little things that maybe this guy may have did this or may have did that. But we know where we live at.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think goes back what you said about that gentleman. You said he was how old? 22?
No, that's what everybody thought. He was 39. Exactly. Everybody said the same thing.
You say it took him till he was 22 to
Oh
come
yeah,
into
yeah,
his quote
yeah.
unquote blackness, right?
Yeah, it took him 22 to start realizing certain things about his life as him being black.
So what is he like the dude off of the Dave Chappelle skit where he doesn't know he black or something? What was his name? The blind KKK man, the black white supremacist.
Big, yeah, Bixby,
Big, yeah, something like
bigger.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, some that dude
yeah.
right there. You know
No,
what I'm talking about?
yeah, but yeah, the craziest thing was, his parents moved into a better neighborhood, and they was talking to him about integration, and he was like, integration was the worst thing that happened to us, and this and that. But he was like, dude, by integrating, your parents put you in a nicer neighborhood to go to a school around a whole bunch of other different kids of different minorities. And he was saying, well, they kept trying to make every excuse in the book. He was like, dude, did you ever date a white girl? He was like, yes. He's like, so integration worked, because back then you would have never had that choice to date one of them, because you wouldn't have been in that area. Yep,
Clayton
Clinton
Bixby.
did.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but
What you like to know?
it, it's just crazy, man. You know how the guy got like I said, 22, and started realizing maybe my life is something different than what it is. And they asked him, when you went to school, I mean, because even though he was in a predominantly white area and they had Black History Month, and most likely either they picked the Black History guy for him and they would say, well, research yourself. And, I don't know, man. Even with me in school, like I went to a predominantly black area, but it just the whole thing of me just in general, the teachers would push us into looking into it, and the more I started reading into, different Dred Scott case, Brown versus Board of Education. Like I didn't even know the guy was a pastor. The whole reason why he went to court about that situation, and it was mainly due to redlining. You know, about his kids going into certain school because of the areas, about paying for the housing and stuff like that. And he was one of the lucky few that lived in a nicer area, but had to travel to take his kids to a different area due to the fact that child was black and he was a pastor. So
So, so where did you guys get any resolution with that dude? Did y'all reach him? Did he say, man, fuck y'all niggas? Like, I
no,
mean, what? How does that even? How did y'all get any closure with that? Did he get
I
any
mean
healing?
he got a lot of healing. I mean, basically what the guy they was trying to tell him mostly. And BGS, he get tired. He was refraining from cussing him out and stuff. But he told him, he said, "Dude, this they got on Art and Style channel. They have this thing called a YouTube Scholar, in which they put his name on this certificate and put it out there showing his name, and he's a YouTube Scholar. And they told him to screenshot or whatever, so he can take it to every channel where he go to and show him that I'm a YouTube Scholar. All my information is not research, is all from YouTube. So whatever somebody say from YouTube is actually the truth."
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. So he actually broke down and he was like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not that informed." And just like they told him, it's like, "Dude, you trying to create the wheel. I mean, you're not informed, but you want to get on here and argue statements that you've learned off of YouTube, or just read a book. You read one book and now you think you're a scholar." It was like, "Dude, do some research. Actually pick up books. Actually look up and fact check people," because he was always referring to Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, the one who started that ADOS, and they was talking about the movement of ADOS and how they were able to try to get the reparations deal. And BGS explained to him, he was like, as soon as what was it? Uh, when they broke out, what was the guy named who did Hidden Colors? Tariq. When Tariq and Antonio Moore, who invented that whole ADOS, when they kind of fell out, reparations died right then. He said because that was the best moment. Because right when they fell out, that's when George Floyd died. If the motion would have still been going, because the first thing they could have did was said, we want reparations to save ourselves from certain things, and that the system is doing to us. As soon as George Floyd died, they could say, well, this is one of the reasons. Because they was already pushing it through other events where other people were dying and saying, look, the reparations is needed for this stating, and they were coming up with different ways of getting reparations, not even just for money. Give better loans. You're already giving money to the people, so why not do reparations through that? I mean, look at right now how COVID came and everybody's getting a check. That could have been our reparation money right there. And like I
Right.
said, even with getting the banks to kind of give us better loans to refinance our house with better loans, that would be a big incentive. You know how much money we would save, even if they say, well, 5 years, 10 years, y'all don't have to pay taxes on nothing. I mean, it just like I said with that, and it did hope because the movement was going strong, and like always with the Black Panther Party, all that, fighting within the circle. And once the fighting was getting in the circle, it deads the movement a lot of time.
What to be fair, it was an entire government agency led by J. Edgar Hoover to destroy the Black Panther Party.
Yeah.
That look, when you call somebody a terrorist organization, guess what? Somebody mama gonna say you can't go out there with them. They terrorists. You're gonna get killed just by being with them. That definitely hurt the movement. King Asian Math just pulled up. I'm gonna give his mic a second to populate. I know he on that Boost Mobile over there on that flip phone, so we got to work with him. But
No, it's good now.
what's up, big dog? Give your opening remarks. Tell people who you are and where you from.
From the Illinois, Midwest. You know, according to my daughters, the greatest fathers that ever walked this earth in this galaxy. And here to support my brother Marq Nash on this platform. Here to spread some knowledge, create some generational wealth, and help Black people build with each other.
Good point. Let's go there because we were talking about Dr. King before he died. He was very vocal about union power, as he was about racial injustice. Nobody really remembers that though. We just know him from civil rights. But even after the civil rights, he was out there marching and trying to fight. I think that's what really got the brother killed. Once you just talking about black folks issues, that's one thing. You start messing with that white folks money, talking about stop this war. This war is bad. War is a big business, man. It's big business. Even to this day, right? So once you start bringing in saying, hey, the problem isn't necessarily black and white. It's rich and poor. And he said the union laws were trying to, they was damaging towards the collective bargaining. Once he dead, everybody, unions got dropped off. A lot of places you can't even have no union in America. You get what I'm saying? You try to start a union, your ass gonna get canned.
Yeah. Cause they did at my job.
Yeah, man, because unions, statistics show that people who are in unions have an average of higher wages. They just have a better all over the what's the words? Quality of life. Vacation, holiday times. Hey, you can't just fire me over some bullshit. The union gonna stop you from just firing me over some bullshit. The union gonna say, we'll transfer him to another department, but can't just let him go like that. But with that said, I'll mute the mic and pass it around. What do you guys think of my assumption that not only was he killed because he was a powerful person, but it was really because he was trying to unify not just blacks and whites. I mean, blacks to people together. He was trying to unify blacks and whites against big corporations, against war.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the whole march, that's what he was talking about, going to Washington and getting our money. I mean, the biggest thing was when he was hitting that, non-violent and all that stuff, but take it for what it is. You got these guys walking through these areas knowing that they can get killed at any time and they don't have no guns. Like a lot of people said, they wasn't stupid. You didn't see them, but they were there. And then to the extent you had it to where he was unifying people, telling them, we all poor. You can sit here and say that, I'm white and I'm kind of superior to you, but when you go to your house and open up your can of beans, and I go to my house and open up my can of beans, that's what it is. We not eating filet mignon, we eating beans. We equal. We can sit here and talk about you. I'm better than you because I'm in my house and I got lights. Hey, I'm in my house, I got lights too. We stay next door to each other. We stay down the road from each other. I live in situations not no better than the guy who stay next door to us. You go a couple of miles down the road when guys got their own land and doing better than us. I mean, then we can state that argument.
Hey, real quick, somebody just knocked on my door. Y'all keep cooking. I'll be right back. See who the hell is this knocking on my door.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. You know, you got to look at that. You know, when it came down to it with Martin Luther King, like I said, he started getting into the money situation. Because if you start following certain things and certain like things he was talking about, far as getting paid, getting the money, and marching on Washington, you know, that I Have a Dream speech was led to not just for black people, for everybody. Got something to say, King Aiden?
Oh no, you was hitting on all points, all cylinders. Yeah, when it was strange the timing of it when his speech and sentiments were more directed towards anti-capitalism is when that's when we saw his demise, as in being murdered. And in the strange, like you say, up until that point, it was like, okay, we could deal with this, we could deal with that, which is still a shame. When I say that, it's the truth, but it still comes out bitter when it said we could deal with social inequality, social. You sit over there, we sit over here. But then when the bottom line starts speaking of who gets the lion's share of the revenue or equal share of the revenue, that's where they say no, that's where the line draw. Somebody got to die, but we shouldn't have been accepting any of it in any case. Well, I mean the segregation, I go back and forth. I mean, could we have been a thriving community amongst ourselves without the without the inclusion of European society? That's up for debate. I feel we should have at least had another 2 or 3 decades of building our own before we start, merging, immigrating in the way it is today. But now, when he was speaking anti-capitalism, uh, reparations, economic justices, yeah, it was like, we got a bullet for you, dude. And that's messed up.
Hey, I just want to say real quick about, hey, Ricky, you
What's
you
that?
switched up your do-rag, dog?
Yeah, man, I had the purple, but it be too tight. Y'all know how it get, like it be too tight and shit. You make your hair hurt. You gotta switch. You know what I mean?
I was like, man, I know I just seen you on another channel, man. You was flying it out with another color.
Yeah, what's purple? I got it right here. Get on my
Hey,
business. Get on my business. She damn.
hey, man. Go here, bro.
Salute to you, King Ricky. Oh,
Hey,
God, my bad.
hey, you all right? What's up, Age of Math, my man? How y'all doing, man? Peace to the gods and goddesses. It's another one. Hardest man on YouTube. Marq Nash at it again.
Yes, sir.
What's the subject matter?
Man, basically, man, we giving Martin Luther King his flowers. We posed the question to how would he look at the world that we live in now? Would he be proud? Would he be disappointed? Would he say, man, y'all turned my dream into a nightmare? I remember he said he was famous for saying, I feel like I integrated my people into a burning house.
Correct.
Y'all remember that?
Yep. Hey, you all right? What's up, Age of Math, my man? How y'all doing, man? Peace to the gods and goddesses.
Cut your thing off. Miss Lips, you got something in the background. We're hearing it twice. All right. So Miss Lips, comedian Miss Lips just joined the show. But yeah, Mr. Ricky Williams, that's what we're talking about. Open channel, open panel, as always. We wanted to touch on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. What do you think how he will look at this right here? Where we at today? Would he be proud? Would he be disappointed? Would he be president? Or would they shit? Or would not, like, nah, nigga, they would have just killed him again. They would have found another way to kill him.
Nah, they'd have killed him if they'd have made him prayers, bro. That's not happening. That's not happening. Man, I'd have been. Y'all seen that did y'all see the Boondocks when
we talked about it earlier?
Like, I'm moving my ass to Canada. That's exactly what he'd have said. You know what I'm saying? Like, what people don't understand is they took the very mission that he had, turned it against us, and destroyed the black family with it. Right? So civil rights, supposedly civil rights. So, you know, which a lot of people don't know that it was actually the Indian Rights Act. Y'all need to look that up. Right? Is that one? I hate this because, you know, I get drawn off into this. Why would you need civil rights? Right? Why would a person need civil rights?
Because they won't be in civil. They burning down your house. They burning crosses on your yards. I need you to be civil. They wasn't even asking for equal rights at that point. Just be civil.
Correct. But let's
Can I drink some water right here?
For sure.
Oh, I gotta go drink out the pond.
For sure. Yeah.
Or I gotta pee. Yeah, nigga, take this cup and take your ass around back.
Exactly.
Take this cup and take it around back. Well, I'm performing on stage. Well, you can perform in that cup back there.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. But
right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you perfectly. That's the idea that most people have, right? But civil, as you being an army guy, right? Civil, civilian, right? In war, what is it? It's soldiers and civilians, right? What y'all understand is our people is at war in this country. They look at you as POWs, prisoners of war, right? But that's a whole different subject. Like Martin Luther King knew what was going on at that point. So did Malcolm X. That's why they were colluding to get together and take over the game, right? They understood that it's really about economics. It's really about owning stuff and getting leverage in the game so your people can have not even a chance, but a seat at the table or even own the table. But I think right now, especially the way it is right now with the cognitive dissonance, the misinformation, the conspiracies and things that's going on against just the people of this country right now, he would be appalled. He would be simply appalled. As this is a total bastardization of what he stood for.
For sure. Let's pass it around. Comedian Ms. Lips just pulled up. Tell them, well, I just said your name, but tell them your name, where you're from, what you do. Give us an opening statement. Thank you again, Queen, for pulling up. Thanks for a great show last night.
Thank you. I would like to say, hey, guys. Thank you again, Marq Nash, for the introduction. You're so kind. This really, on so many levels, teaches us Black people, no matter how peaceful and conductive and we serve our American. You got so many soldiers. I remember you said you served in the military and you still don't get no respect, not even as a man, definitely not a Black man. So I just felt like Martin Luther King, he just completely, he just sacrificed his humanity for us, his manhood for us. The way they was throwing bricks at his head, sicking dogs on him, they had federal agents following him, fucking up his house. It's just all because of he wanted to put peace. He believed in peace. He believed in Jesus. He thought that we was gonna all say kumbaya, and it never happened. Like today, because of this COVID, and it's like, am I glad COVID is out? But did it stop a lot of racist shit? It kind of did. Strangely as to say, it really shut a lot of the police brutality down somewhat to me. Because police really, well, I know where I'm at. I'm in Scottsdale. I don't really see as much police on the street as much as I did before. A lot of these policemen, they got part-time police. They're not full-time police. So the racism to me, I really believe has really kind of calmed down where I'm at. I know for sure because I live around a whole bunch of white people. They don't really fuck with me, but I do see the Trump signs, and that right there tells me who they are. But as far as going to the Martin Luther King approach, I never really understand that approach. It just the whole ceremony. It just never worked. It just never worked. Like, the Black Lives Matter marches, it just never worked for us. I think that they think we pussy I'm so like Malcolm X. Like we have to really be prepared. Like we don't know what's going to happen when this inauguration with this new president and Kamala Harris in office. I really believe they're gonna try to set it off. Because they already told us we can go in the Capitol building and do what the fuck we want to do, and ain't nobody gonna say shit about it. They proved to us that they batty. Back in the day, you like batty. But these motherfuckers is batty. And you got black people talking about some, oh, we one nation. We God loves everybody. All lives matter. I'm so glad that these new millennials are waking up and seeing that their father and their mother had this white privilege and their granddaddy had this white privilege and used their white privilege to get the means that they have and the homes and the cars and the wealth that they have. These white people are waking up. These new white kids are waking up. They starting to see all these documentaries. I remember I went to my daughter's school. All the hidden colors was at this all white Paradise Valley school in Arizona. I was so happy because I was like, oh my God. And I told Marq Nash, I said, do you know the movies is in an all white college lab area? Very impressive. I was so excited to see that. And it was one of those things that they had a syllabi on it. I felt really good about that. So I really think our educational documentaries are very important. We need to keep producing and directing those because there's a lot of kids that don't really understand what really happened to us. They don't. They
For
think
sure.
everything's all gravy, and it's not. My grandfather, I found out later on my grandfather was kin to Emmett Till. And my grandfather's father was hung and lynched by the Klan. So can you imagine what that did to him? You know, it was,
Can't fathom that.
yeah, so many levels of tragedy
All right, so
right there.
let's pass it around a little bit. Got somebody else just pulled back up. Bo Dilly, welcome home, man. Welcome to the show. Give us an opening statement, man. We just talking about Dr. King and his legacy. Also, what would he think of the America and the world we live in today? Tell us your name, where you from, and give us an opening statement, Bo Dilly.
Yeah, I'm out of Florida, and as far as what King could think, I don't believe it could have been no better depiction than that Boondocks episode. I think that pretty much sums it up right there within itself. But I also have a more I don't want to say negative view of it, but
Speak your
in,
truth. It's okay.
in some ways I believe that this the way we see these civil rights leaders in the sense, especially Dr. Martin Luther King, I believe it's somewhat like a psyops in a way, like a way that they control us in a way. Because I mean, they pick our leaders. Let's be honest. Like the fact that Martin Luther King has a holiday, it's designed. They granted us that. It's the same way in South Africa. Nelson Mandela is promoted so much. It's because he, in some ways, was a part of the agenda. You know, after apartheid, he pushed for the Reconciliation Acts, where those whites were held accountable for what happened and whatever. And that's not to diminish their contributions and their sacrifice.
Yeah, you broke up, Bo Dilly. We lost you. Check 1 2 said you know what to do. Bo Dilly, we lost you. We'll come back to him. Maybe he just hit a dry spot wherever he's at. We here, Asia Math, Ricky Williams, comedian Miss Lips. We all here. Bo Dilly, you back?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah, I apologize. But I believe that we have too much, we have this Messiah complex as a people, whereby we look to these leaders. And I say that to say earlier, when you and the brother to the top, I believe his name Sheed, was having a discussion about ADOS, and he spoke about the rift between we won't never get reparations because Tariq Nasheed and Tone Talks fell out. I mean, like, you have to think about the psychology of a people that will actually give up and lose faith in in the whole movement because two punk ass YouTubers fell out. You know what I mean? It's like this reliance on in the way we see always need like a leader or this messiah complex that we have, man. I just think we need to get past that in itself, and that's pretty much it. Leave it at that for now.
I wanted to say that it wasn't necessarily that we would never get it, but you know, that was one of the closest, you know, we could have ever got to it was at that point. Because let's be honest, the reparations talk has been going on for years. It's not like the first time it came about, and it's not the second time it came about. It's been going throughout generations. They've been talking about it and they've been dealing with it, you know, but like I said, being recognized as a certain set of people, just like with the Chinese, how they got their reparations, and you know, even with the whether the Jews got their reparations, you know, we're trying to classify ourselves as a certain group of people that are trying to get the reparations from which that was owed to us. And like I was saying, with them having a movement, those two were kind of pushing the issue, and it got some type of traction. Not saying that it would never happen, and they are the only ones that kind of made it done. There are always going to be people after them. Look at Cube, how he came out with his addressing the black state of the black culture. I mean, there's a lot of people that's out here that's moving in certain direction of pushing this. Not saying that they were the only two, but I'm saying they pushed, and it got a lot of traction. That's what I'm talking about. And they broke down over foolishness of arguing between those two.
Anybody want to reply to that? Bodilla, you want to reply back? Anybody?
Well, what I say to that is, at the end of the day, we still gotta keep in context that you talking about two niggas on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, they aren't the movement. They don't. The movement is the people that gave them, that allowed them to have the platform in which they have to push. They didn't come up, like you say, with the concept of reparation. They didn't work on the data that Dr. Darity and Kirsten Mullen put together. They're just regurgitating talking points that's already out there, that we've been in our heart, that before they was born, that our mothers and grandmothers was already talking. You know, reparations isn't a new concept. So like I said, we just got to get past the point where we allow these people to get at the forefront of movements. We become so reliant on them that our movements live and die with these people. You know, like if Tariq and Tone fall out, fuck them. We both get out the way. You know, they got to keep on going. That's my point. You got to have that, like, anybody at fuck them could be replaced.
I totally agree with that. What Bo said. Them niggas sell a product, bro. That's all they do. They sell a product. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know, they living it up. You know what I'm saying? They out doing whatever. The revolution will not be televised. It will not be televised.
But it will be monetized, huh?
Exactly. Right? What people don't understand, it's like, I keep trying to, Mark, how many times ain't nobody gonna save you. You save yourself. That's why they gave black folks Jesus. You so busy getting your hands closed in front of you, you can't open your hands up and work or accept the blessings that you're supposed to get as a natural man or woman on this planet. Your man is your Jesus. Your husband, your helpmate is your Jesus. They the one out in the world fighting for you every day. But a woman that have a man that's doing everything they can to do what for her and their family, and they'll thank Jesus every time. How can your man be the head of your household when Jesus is the Lord and Savior and does everything right? This is all part of the plan, people. Why you think they allow them clowns on YouTube to keep preaching and talking to y'all? Because they know them people are controlling, ain't nothing gonna happen, but people keep feeding them their dollars. Right? These people made hitting colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they still ain't did nothing to move towards a reparations or whatever you feel you should believe as a person. This is the game. And the problem where Martin had, again, why he started colluding with Malcolm, because I keep trying to tell y'all, no empire is relinquished in peace. No power is exchanged peacefully. Y'all thinking the same people who created the system and raised the kids, the other people that created this system is going to one day wake up and say, oh shit, we was wrong. They not. They're not. It's time for us to save ourselves. Again, how do we do that? We as a people need to get our houses in order and move in honor. Because right now, the way we've been conditioned and the way we've been processed is that no nigga believes another nigga. You're always looking for your mans to stab you in your back or your girl to do you greasy. We don't have friends, we have associates because the friends we have stab you in the back. We got mothers raising sons and no men teaching their sons how to move accordingly. So all of our men that should be warriors, doctors, and creators have feminine energy. Not thinking logically out in these streets. So when they get out in the street and they find something they're attached to, and they get into a situation, they emotionally charged, so they end up killing their own brother over something stupid. It's called the projects for a reason.
Yo, I don't be knowing if you about to stop or if it was a dramatic pause. I'm sorry, Ricky. Would you like to know? Thank you. Shout out to World Combat Sports with the cash challenge. He said, match me $5. I appreciate that. Shout out to Bands on Bands for the $1 donation. Godbody Sports, $2 donation. I appreciate that. World Combat Sports said match him for the $5. My boy Moody said he gonna match him, or she. I don't know Moody, but him or her. Thank you, regardless. Wouldn't you like to know? Said another match. Thank you, man. I'm overwhelmed by the love and support. Y'all trying to make a nigga cry here, but I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it at the end of the show. I'm gonna make y'all wait for them tears, but I'm getting emotional over here. Nah, I'm joking, man. All love though. It's all love. It's all love all the time.
Hey, let me just say one more thing too.
Man, you can say a couple more things. It's no problem.
Because I don't want the brother to feel like because at the end of the day.
Oh, you shook?
Because at the end of the day, I was a supporter of ADOS. Supporter of ADOS, but we just can't let the top dictate the bottom anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Figureheads. That was my support ADOS premise of me, but I don't think that we can't get these larger than life figureheads no more. We got away from that model.
But my thing was this. I understand what you're saying, and I don't look at it no type of way, but I'm looking at it as they started this whole conversation amongst a lot of people. So even though that they fell out, it still stands. It's just not with them. It's gonna be with somebody else, because just like what Ricky said, we need to get together. See, they was the motor that kind of led a lot of people getting together. Even though they divided, they still have these factions of people that are still wanting and looking for reparation. So just because they're not dealing with them, that's not meaning that it's over. It just, you got to have somebody else forefront and kind of bringing these people together. Just like what Martin, how he did. When Malcolm, what he did, they were the ones that kind of led people to the mindset of getting together and doing something. And that's what Tone and them were doing. So even though, like I said, that they're gone, when it comes down to it, a lot of people got to be led because they don't know what the next step is. They're not kind of figuring things out, because if that was the case, everybody would, go down there on their own, fill out certain paperwork and, process things, get things done to where the ball will be rolling a lot faster. But because certain people are not educated to the point of knowing what to do and how to do, someone giving them a little knowledge to let them research and kind of figure things out to where they can learn things.
Well, I disagree on the premise of saying that some people got to be led. Like, I just fundamentally disagree with that. I feel like our people got to be educated But to say our people got to be led though is like, nah, I just fundamentally can't co-sign that.
I mean, not just being led with that, you could be led with education. I mean, that's the whole point. You
But
need someone showing you something.
the knowledge is the leader. The knowledge is the leader. We don't need a figurehead to do that. We just need the knowledge, and where's the knowledge, you know? And that's just in being cognizant of what's going on around you and within your local politics, or, you know, legislation that's coming out, and just focusing on that. We don't need a leader. We don't need nobody to lead us to the knowledge. We just need to just individually, collectively, just keep the circle around the knowledge. It's like Professor Black Truth say, the code, what he say, the message is the code. The code is the leader. I said that wrong. The code is the leader. The same way the knowledge is the leader, you know. So we don't need nobody to really, because once you get into that, well, who's leading you to the knowledge? Well, they're gonna lead you to what knowledge they want you to have, and you still being a follower.
Yeah, but it's up to you to, you know, kind of do your research, you know, learn. Just like that proverb say, you know, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for the day, but you teach a man to fish, he'll, you know, live for a lifetime. The whole point of it is not that that person is his leader, he's teaching them something.
But ain't
So
nobody
this is a
teaching
guy.
us how to fish. Not to cut you off, but I just want to say though, none of these out here nowadays, none of these so-called leaders, nobody teach our people how to fish. Nobody.
But you got to look at it like this: whatever information this guy's giving you, and you getting some type of knowledge to the point where you can go out here and do stuff yourself, you'll understand certain people are cricket in the game that, you know, they ain't to be trusted. But the whole point of it is to kind of get that awakening within yourself, so you know who and what you're dealing with. So maybe you know, there's a guy who's out there cricket, like a cricket pastor or whoever, you know, putting you on or showing you this until you open up your eyes and start doing the research for yourself. You know, in most cases, like I was talking about with these leaders, that's how it end up happening. Like I said, in most cases, it do happen like that. Not very few wake up and get that wake up call. A lot of them, they just stay there, you know, follow, and once that person leave, they with their hands up, don't know what to do. That's the whole thing about getting self-knowledge. You know, anything you learn, you know, you got to do some research about it.
I just want to read off that super chat. Appreciate you. Benz on Ben said, I want to see you cry on cam. So he sent the other $5. He said, man, your show is my new favorite on YouTube. Keep dropping the heat. Look, man, we trying to be great out here. We trying to give people an opportunity to be heard. Some people often get silenced because somebody just feels like they have a bigger microphone. So we not with none of that silencing nobody. We're gonna give everybody an opportunity to speak their piece. But thank you again for the donation, man. I do not take it for granted. But yeah, y'all keep doing that shit. I might cry on camera for real, man, because that's how it goes, man. You give, you receive. You give, you receive. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle. It just keeps going. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, if I wasn't out here on other people's platform doing, like, they doing my own game on me. That's what I do, Miss Lips. I go to other people's shows. I bring my tambourine, and I be like, it's giving time in the temple today. Who gonna match me? Who gonna match me? It's 10 people in here. I know I can get 10 people to give $1 a piece. So I go out there like that when I'm on other people's shows. I try to support them, lift them up, and help them financially, not just with just clicking the like button. I try to help financially. The little bit I do got, I try to give it back to the universe. But let's keep it moving around, though. I'm sorry, I just had to do a pause for the cause.
My man.
So, Bo Diddley, let me ask you this. So, do you think we should have reparations?
I
don't know.
just told you I support.
You broke up. You said you did support it.
Yeah.
Well, how did we get here then? Like, because these two, who was that? I think that was Sheed that said that, right? She said the reparations died when those two brothers started arguing, right?
Yeah, that's why I was saying died, but it died down, yeah. Because like I said, that was the biggest traction right there with those two kind of pushing. That's what I said, it died down.
Reparations been dead, doggy.
No, but I'm saying just the topic of it. You know
No,
what?
like I understand, but y'all gotta understand. A lot of times that stuff is just, putting out in the atmosphere. It's fake speak, man. Reparations been dead. Black people. To answer this question, if the Chinese got reparations from America and the Jews got reparations, why do black people can't get it?
Japanese got them.
Yeah, thank you. Right, y'all got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because we as African Americans aren't attached to any nation. You don't have to pay something you own.
Yep, that's true.
Well, didn't other countries pay the reparations to the Jews? Wasn't that Germany paid reparations to the Jews? That wasn't necessarily America paying that, right?
Right, but we want reparations from America.
And America paid the Sicilians because they lynched over 1,000 Sicilians. They thought that they thought they was African American in Louisiana. And it was so funny. This is not really funny, but the guy, the chief that had the people lynched, his name was John Hennessy, and that's where Hennessy has his history. The people who drink Hennessy you're drinking from someone that lynched thousands of people that look like slaves.
Don't say that.
Yeah, they're Sicilians. Look it up, John Hennessy.
The Henny dog.
Hey,
I'm on hand for you, Mark.
But
Put it down.
That's why I
to
tell
this
people
point,
they don't understand law.
Not my Hennessy.
Y'all, black folks, you wishing on a prayer, looking for something that's never gonna happen. Those people are attached to a nation. That's the reason why Jesse Jackson fucked all of us up, getting the political people and us to accept African American. That's bullshit. You can't be a two nations. You African, you American. No, that's a political subdivision that was invented. That's owned by the Corporation of the United States. Why I gotta pay something for something I own? That's why reparations will never happen. Because everybody keep marking off and saying they African American.
hey, I agree but disagree. I agree. Well, I think he asked me if I believe in reparations. I think the question to your point would have been how feasible is reparations?
Yeah. I wasn't questioning you, bro. I was just making a point.
Yeah. Now, if we talking about the feasibility of it, I'm not going to sit around and wait on it. Let's just put it like that, right? But I don't necessarily believe that you have to be a nation because, like Mark said, with the Jews, Germany had to pay the Jews reparations.
What land are they attached to?
Germans. The Ashkenazis was Germans. They didn't pay the Sephardic Jews and all that.
Right, but they were still attached to a nation, correct?
Germany.
Exactly.
Oh, and that we forfeited our right to America by taking on African. That's your point? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That people don't understand the words. You know what I'm saying? Everything in the Bible says, God was the word and word is God.
Right.
Right. That's true. That's absolutely true. Words rule our world. You can say the right words at the right time or the wrong words at the wrong time. You get a piece of paper in the mail with the right words on it, it's gonna fuck your life up.
Right.
Right? You get into a confrontation, you know how to speak, you know how to express yourself, you understand conversation and words, you can save your own life. Is that not correct?
Most definitely.
God was the word and the word was God. Everything begins with the word. That's why people don't understand God happening all around you. Every day, every single minute of your motherfucking life, God is around you. Our people need to learn to understand law and business, and everything will be okay.
Right.
Ricky, I got to give you a little pushback right there. If we move, when we have moved towards our own economic freedom, our own businesses, restaurants, taxi cab companies, hotels, they burnt it down.
No doubt.
They dropped a bomb.
You're right.
On Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And what did we do as a people?
Rebuilt. Went over there and started working with them again. We integrated.
Exactly. Took us into a burning house, right? It comes a time when you gotta fucking fight. I'm tired of telling people that shit. It comes a time when a dog, your favorite dog, you could have had him since he popped out his mama's pussy hole. Fed him every day of his life. But you keep kicking that dog gonna bite you one day. You gotta fight back. Every animal on this earth has the right to self-preserve their own life. But black people don't think so. Jesus will fix it.
Right.
No power is exchanged peacefully. None. The people in power stay the people in power because the people allow those people to stay in power. Are you willing to die knowing your grandkids was gonna be okay? Are you willing? Or are you so fucking selfish? Because life goes on beyond you. I stand for something. I told y'all what it is. It's okay. My wife already know it's okay. This is the conundrum we're in. People are so scared of death. We're so scared to death, we don't live. We are so scared of dying, we don't live. That's the problem. Nobody makes it on handouts. Even these super checks you getting, you working for them, Mark. You putting your energy and your time into this. You giving up something to get it. Ain't nothing free. But y'all expect Jesus to save y'all. When it said God help those who help themselves. If you believe in a higher power, if you believe in something stronger than you in the universe, God helps those who helps themselves. But Jesus is gonna save y'all.
But Ricky, you said we should just focus on learning law and business. They will change the law if you get too powerful. You build a big enough business, they will burn it down. Well, how do we combat those kind of issues?
You fight.
Be more specific if you don't mind. And thank you. Would you like to know Match World Combat Sports on a 10? I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I don't take it for granted. Go ahead, Ricky.
You fight. Don't burn your shit down. Burn their shit down.
Come on, Ricky. You know violence begets more violence. When does that end, though?
When the winning side wins. You was in the army, nigga. Don't play stupid.
Yeah, but I didn't. I just followed orders, man.
Well, and that's a problem. And that's a problem too. You are not your job. I say that all the time. You are not your job. Are you a man or are you a cop? Are you a man or are you a lawyer? Are you a woman or are you a judge? This is what's got to happen, guys. Like I said, y'all got to understand, we are the gems of this earth. The melanated man and woman, we are the gems of this earth. But just like any empire, you need warriors. You need warriors. And we got to learn to understand, if we want our people to be in our rightful place, everybody's not going to make it. I'm sorry. Everyone's not going to make it.
Let me come at it from a different angle, though, because I see where you're coming from. Going back to the whole reparations thing, right? I feel like at the end of the day, though, like just being.
You broke up again, Bo. Yeah, you dropped off. We don't hear no audio. I don't know if you're on that Boost Mobile. You're running out of minutes on the phone or something. Let me know. We're gonna shoot you some bell on that. But there you go. Welcome back. Welcome home. Come on.
Yeah, I feel like we put in the cart before the horse in a lot of ways, because we can't even establish lineage first. To push reparations, and we can't even establish lineage. when we get to the point where now we in these debates about reparations, and it's we taking on these political arguments at the forefront of these movements, well, whether or not I'm a Democrat or whether or not he a Republican or whether or not he this or he that, and you can't be ADOS if you this or you that. We can't even establish lineage. So right then and there is dead in the water. It don't even matter. So
you are correct. And that's the game they play. Like I said, that's the game they play when they put these people out front and let them establish a message that's going nowhere.
I want to add something to what Bo said. When you said establish our lineage, I believe that is one of the greatest crimes done to the melanated man and woman, was stripping you of your religion, your name, your culture.
Well, you can't say melanated because Africans know who they are. So you can't
The
say
melanated man in America. How about that? The slaves. How about that? Some of them don't though in Africa. Some of them don't. They've been colonized as well. It's not one Africa. It's not one currency for them. They've broken up all over the place.
Right.
They colonized, abused, marginalized. But I was talking about my ancestors here in America.
Yeah.
But
We don't know when people say go back to Africa. Where in Africa?
Because you're not from there. I keep trying to tell people that y'all not from there.
So none of us are from Africa. Is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is the huge majority. The huge majority. I thought we had this discussion before. I can't remember, Mark. I apologize.
Probably not, but go ahead.
But like I told y'all, man, how many of y'all people in y'all family say y'all got Indian in y'all blood? How many? How many people got families who was Indian or Native American from Louisiana, Florida, California? Right? But what people don't understand is they stole your land from right under your feet by saying you African American. You a Native American. You a Native American. You telling this country, look, it was 13 colonies, supposedly they say. It was a nation way before that of North America. So you telling me, a man who at least understands common sense, that 13 colonies destroyed a nation of Native Americans, an entire nation with blankets and cholera and smallpox, an entire nation from the East Coast to the West Coast and Mexico and Canada. This is what you telling me? If I can kick you, if I can take your house, have you fall and bump your head and forget it was your house, it's real easy for me to take your house, ain't it? And you're not going to lay a claim on it because deep inside your mind, you don't believe it's your house.
When you say Native American, you saying like the Indians, like we came from them Indians? Or are you saying like we was here before America was established?
Yes, we are the Indians. We are the Native Americans. How many of y'all look African? Y'all seen Africans? Go pull up a picture of an African. Pull up a picture of a Native American, not no fucking Indian like they be saying in the cowboy, a Native American. Check Instagram. They show you all the time how Weezy look like a Native American. How Baby look like a Native American. I can go on. This is our fucking country. We don't even know it. I know.
It's true. It's a good book. You can pull this up online, or you can buy. It's called When Moors Rule the Earth. Look that up. I think you guys would be surprised. It's true. When they came over and they colonized America, it was some black people already here that came from Africa, though. Some of them had came from Africa, Ricky, and they was over here just working. It's a case. You can pull it up. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna look that up online while we talking. But I forgot their name. But they fought for their freedom in South Carolina and went to court and won the case. They said, no, we came over here. We worked for the king, such and such, such. I ain't no nigga like that, nigga. I'm a free man.
They had a whole free city. I know what you're talking about.
Even down in Florida, it was areas like that with the real Native Americans. Some of them were black, but I got to disagree with you on that part, Ricky, that we came from Indians or they came from us. It's different groups.
No doubt.
But they were all here, though.
all life begun
And
in
black
Africa.
people,
I'm
we
not
come in
saying
all
that,
shapes and colors, right? We
no
can agree
doubt,
to that.
but you don't look African.
I just love the Eugene so much. I
Go ahead, comedian Miss Lips. Go ahead. Let me mute my mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a different perspective because I was told by my great auntie, she lived to be 102, and she told me that a lot of our native bloodline come from the Egyptians. For instance, there is in the Grand Canyon, there's a canyon called the Isis Temple, where the Egyptians came to America on these ships and they had sex with a lot of the, like you said, the Native American and indigenous tribes and things like that because they was getting wiped out. They knew they was trying, of course, you know who was trying to wipe them out, but they was able to migrate in different places that was warm. Now, Arizona Canyon, they hid in those mountains. They lived in a reservation, had many kids with many Egyptians. A lot of Egyptians came and they left and they went back and forth. And they actually traveled many places in America, you know, before all this other stuff happened. And they migrated with other indigenous people all through America. So, like, you know, like he said, that a lot of us, you know, just like you visit somewhere, you know, you can visit California, you know what I'm saying? You could be from Egypt and you stay and you have kids and you reparate and have, you know, and you build a family. And I think that's what happened with a lot of us too, that a lot of our bloodline, we come from different places across the country via through the Egyptians. That's how I think, but that's more so why I think my bloodline is tied to. Because I always, since I was a little girl, I was always like, I felt really close to Egyptians. And when I would see um, different statues and stuff, I just felt like I had like a different relationship with them because my grandfather and grandmother used to took me to the Museum of Chicago of Art, and I always was like, you know, after all the exhibits, I was more so interested in these queens. You know, I was always interested in the pharaohs and things of that nature. So, um, I just don't believe that we just came here on one big old boat. I just don't believe
That's
that.
what I'm
You
saying.
know,
Thank you, sister. That's what I'm saying.
I just can't.
What did you say, Miss Lips? You said what about vote? Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said I just can't believe we all came here on one boat or you know on the slave ship. I just can't. You know, I wish there was a blood test we could take or something like that to you know, but you know they still digging up mummies and they look like me with twists in their hair, cornrows. Like they look exactly like I was looking at it the other day. They dig the mummy up and she literally had cornrows. Like her face, you know, she was mummified, but she could tell she had cheekbones. She was a sister. You know what I'm saying? She was a sister. But her hair was twisted up and everything. Like you know, they can't deny that. No matter how many times you see these movies, these white bitches play Cleopatra and Isis and Maat. Like I don't know why Hollywood got it like that. I don't know why they washed everybody thinking that these white bitches are queens. I just don't understand.
Go ahead, Rick.
I won't say
Vote.
nothing.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Everybody needs representation, right? But that is a problem right there. Changing somebody's story. I heard somebody's hold a picture up of Drake and Eminem up one day, and they was like, "We're gonna tell our kids this was this guy's son," or no, there was a picture of Tupac, and they said, "We're gonna tell our kids this is what he looked like," but it was Eminem, and I was like, "Wow, whitewashing! You can whitewash history." Who? What they say? I think his name was William Churchill, famous for saying, "History will be kind to our country because I'm gonna write it."
Yeah. The
So
victim gets the right history.
Right, right.
the narrative, the
Go ahead.
story only counts if you believe the narrative. The story only counts if you believe it. Right? It only counts, but that's where it's up to you to want to learn something. Pick up a book. Especially now with all this time, everybody's stuck in the house. This is your optimal time for learning and bettering yourself. It's optimal. Right? Amazon delivers. Just saying.
I'm cool with the slave narrative though. You know that like make about the most sense to me though, with what I done read and researched. So
It doesn't even make business sense. I said this before. It doesn't even make business sense.
Well,
Slavery doesn't make business sense.
What, to bring that many people over to work?
Correct. Like I said before, if we're talking about business, like I keep trying to tell you, our people don't understand business. So you telling me, for one, the point I want to make is these people who are obsessed with their own history, the Confederate flag, the Civil War, World War I, II, World War 1812, you name it, right? You can go anywhere in this country and find some type of replica, some type of preserved ship or boat or airplane or rocket ship, hatchet, jacket, pants, boots, shirts, socks, it doesn't matter. Where's a slave ship? Where's the slave ship museum? There are so many slaves, millions bought. There's not one slave ship that's been restored or saved that you can go visit. They just burnt all of them, huh? But
I can pull one up on the screen. They got something. They
one at a museum that you can visit.
Let me pull them up. But continue.
Right. But let's talk about the business sense of the matter. Right. So, would you either send ships, which cost money, manpower, time, effort, over the roughest seas on the earth, knowing that half your stock was going to die? Or would you just enslave the people on the land you're in? Which one makes more business sense?
They tried, I mean, from his context, they tried turning the Indians into slaves and all of them died out. That's why they ended up going to Africa. But initially they tried using the Indians as slaves, but they
wasn't good slaves.
Yeah, they were
a nation of people.
Look, those Native Americans were smaller. The Native Americans that we know, when we see that picture of a Native American, they look like Hispanics.
Like
you ever heard, if you go to Mexico and visit Mexico, they got these big statues all over the place of what they call Aztec warriors and things like that. But in America, if you look at our history books, we'll call those Indians.
Our history books.
You get what I'm saying? You went to school. You graduated, right?
I just wanted to.
It was your book when you was in school. That's
I
what
just want to put an asterisk on that. Our history book.
You get it. You get it. Those are semantics, though, Ricky. You know what I mean?
Are they?
But it is a semantics.
Are they?
Yeah.
When controlling the story to get you a look at certain thing a certain way, are they semantics?
No. When I say our history books, I mean in this country, in America. I graduated from a school. That school gave me a book. I wrote my name in it. That was my book.
Everything that's what I mean. Marq Nash.
But you teaching something right now. Is that a lie?
It could be. Research it.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. But when you go to Mexico, what we think and what we call Indians here in America in the books that we are giving, is that better? The books we've received. Those pictures look like Indians. But when you go to Mexico, those same pictures are up and they call them our forefathers. Our Aztec warriors. They do celebrations and parades. They got the feathers and the hat. They dance and they're doing the whole shit over there in Mexico. And I'm like, yo, I didn't expect that. But yes, they were slaves too. But I think with blacks, chattel slavery is the difference. Blacks were better slaves. Let's just say it. Fuck it.
Yeah, genetic. We had better genetics.
Go ahead, Bo. That's exactly what I was hitting on.
Yeah, our genetics made us by in that sub-Saharan on the continent. You know, we could be in the sun like that. We were stronger, we bigger, you know. Made perfect sense. They done found the super Negro on the other side of the world that could knock down cane, pick cotton, do all this shit. These little Indians can't do that. Look at a little Guatemalan. A Guatemalan can't go out there in that field and run like, you know what I mean? We choose not to do that heavy labor no more now. But I mean, if we want to, I mean, ain't nothing that a Guatemalan or a Mexican could do as far as labor that a black man can't do.
So you when you Google slave ship museum, let's be clear too. They stripped them shits down. Where would you store those back then once they ended slavery? They used that wood for other things. They broke things down, but they have found some slave ships. I believe the museum, let me pull it back up. I'll be right back with that one. Hold on one second.
Got the Amistad. What about the Amistad and all that stuff? All
The Clotilda was one of the last known slave ships to arrive in America. They have a museum where you can go, and I'm gonna tell you where this museum is at too, Ricky, in a second. Because I agree with you on a lot of things, brother, but like I said, we disagree on
cool,
other shit
bro.
too, and it's all love.
That's cool, bro.
It's all love. But I'm gonna tell you exactly where it's at, Slave Ship Museum. But it's people out there that believe that, hey, nah, it was all a lie. I've heard people say that too. But
I think his name Dane Calloway. He one of like main brothers that did a lot of research on Indians and stuff like that.
it's one in Baltimore. It's a slave ship museum in DC. It's one in New Orleans. It's one in Los Angeles. I can find one closest to you if you want to visit one.
Oh, I'll go all over. Don't even trip.
All right, but I'm just saying, they do have museums with slave ships where you can go visit them. It's people right here, and but now, granted, they had to put them back together, reconstruct them, of course. But yeah, they exist, man.
But I'm not saying they didn't.
And I think I get what you're saying when you said, why would you take people from another place to bring them here? Because they can't go back home. They can't quit. They can't just walk back. They don't speak the language. You can beat their language out of them, beat their religion out of them.
Millions.
Not all in one trip. It lasted hundreds of years. Hundreds of years, though.
Millions.
Over hundreds of years. You don't think that's possible?
Millions. No.
Hundreds of years.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't.
Is it just your own belief? Do you have any science behind it?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense logistically.
To you, in 2021, it don't make sense.
That's all that matters is my thoughts. To me.
I think you have a responsibility. You have a platform. You have a microphone. You on this show. You have a responsibility to put something behind it, right? We don't just say, I believe the sky is green, or I just believe it.
And
it got a 10 in the day.
As I've just mentioned, to me, logistically, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense. And like I said, if it was such a booming industry and if there are museums, why is it only 5 of them? It doesn't.
That's just the 5. First 5 I pulled up.
I understand, but this is what I'm saying. Right now, for me to say that slavery didn't exist intercontinentally, that'd be stupid. I'm saying the majority of it is a lie.
Go ahead. Why is it a lie? Because you said you can't say it's a lie, and your only thing is that's what I believe.
The numbers is a lie. Is that better for you? The numbers is a lie.
Okay. I don't know how many millions they took or did, but you can look up the Middle Passage. They have, I believe the family, it's a documentary, was on PBS called, I think they called it the B.E.A.T.S family or the Paul family. Rich motherfucker, super rich to this day. But all of their money that they still have to this day came from back then. She goes with her family on a trip to, some family members didn't want to come. They was like, look, yo, stop talking about the slavery shit. You know what I'm saying? I got niggas to work for me. Cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel guilty when they hear that. Remember Ben Affleck found out his family were slave owners. And he asked the guy, what's his name? What's the guy name who does the root shit? Tell you where you from on PBS. Y'all remember what I'm talking about? His name, Louis Gates. Is that Louis Gates? I want to say his name is Louis Gates, but remember the police arrested him for breaking in his own house? Obama brought him up, had a beer with him. That guy. But Ben Affleck is on tape saying, hey, I want that taken out of that documentary. I don't want to be a part of that. The other family, it's a castle that's right there on the coast, and they used to keep people in there and send them off. You can look these things up. I'm about to look it up for you, though. But it's like a castle right there on the coast. Even countries like Africa have came out within the last couple of years and said, we apologize to our brothers and sisters of America. We were wrong, and we left you. We failed you. We didn't do anything. I'm just saying these things ain't even that hard to Google and look it up. So I just think it's irresponsible just to say,
Again,
nah, slavery a lie. They ain't bring that in.
as I said, the numbers are a lie. The numbers are a lie.
So what's a respectful number that you think that came over?
That's not up to me to say. But just
Well,
like you said,
well,
you don't
you
know.
said that is a lie.
It's just like you said, you don't know how many millions came. I can't tell you how many millions didn't. But I don't believe that. I believe the numbers are exaggerated.
I believe I'm one of the ones that came though. I don't know who didn't come, but I know my family lineage was of those slaves that came.
And I believe the children are our future.
Teach them well and let them.
Right. No, everybody has their facts, I believe. In my own personal study, going back to the hieroglyphics, I believe I saw some ships in the hieroglyphics. Now we know that's not a complete uh those aren't complete facts. So some of them got distorted. The people haven't learned to interpret them. But with the science that we have today, it's been proven that those are the oldest artifacts in the world. They haven't been able to find anything older in the archives older than the hieroglyphics. And what they've detailed, you see ships in them, and you know what else would you describe that image? You know, it's a boat. You know, so where was that boat going? Now, where did it go? I don't know. Did it land over here in this place we call America, the United States? Possibly. You know, but I do feel that the dark-skinned brothers and sisters, we are indigenous to this land, as they called it Turtle Island once upon a time. And then it got colonized, and you know now it's called America and all that. So I feel like there was a mass majority of melanin people populated throughout this world. Of course, in Caucasus Mountains, that you know you had the pale skinned people, and then probably over there in Switzerland or somewhere. But I still in those regions you had a majority dark skinned people. Now how the script flipped, I don't know. That's where everybody have their theories. Whatever case, they came from Africa or whatever case. I think that there's a percentage of truth in in all, but I'm wholeheartedly to believe that the black man, the melanin man, are indigenous to this land that we're sitting on. That all of us are here right now. I don't think we populated this land through transportation from Africa, being transported from Africa. That's a percentage. I don't know what percentage, but I believe a mass majority of this land was populated by melanin people going back 8,000-9,000 of years ago. That's all I have to say.
Well, I got on the screen right here. You can look these things up. Simple Google search. Type in Ghana slave castles. So it's cool to say what I don't believe and what I get and what I don't, but these are simple Google searches that you guys can do right now. It's in your phone. Ghana slave fort. It's a slave camp. You can see the history. People of Ghana. It's a tourist location where people go visit, where they kept millions of slaves. They was shackled up to each other, left and right. The Portuguese slave traders and things of that nature. So some of us, you're gonna like when we did that ancestry.com, we found out we had quote unquote Portuguese in our family. Obviously, you can tell by my complexion that I'm not straight from the continent, right? It's been some mixing going on over here. But you can look this up, slave castles. The names of some of them in Ghana are the Elamina Castle. It's one called Cape Coast Castle. You can just look these things up. These people were in a castle, in a dungeon, shackled together. They would be sent over, back and forth. It's the Middle Passage. These things are simple Google searches, in my opinion. But with that said, I digress. But I challenge you guys to do your own research.
Yes, but Mark, who you feel in your beliefs populated this earth? I mean, not this earth, this land. Let's go back 500 years ago.
As opposed to who? I mean, everybody was populating. If you could skeet, you can meet and skeet. You were procreating.
I mean, what race? That's to be more
I think
specific.
all races have populated. You get what I'm saying? Everybody is having babies and nothing left and right. I don't think that population and procreation is only one race.
No, I'm saying in this land, bordering Mexico, bordering Canada.
I don't know what answer you're looking for, but so just tell me.
I say, what race in this place we call U.S.? I mean, in this place we call U.S. You know where that's at, right?
Right.
Right. Going back 500, 600, 700 years ago, what race with heavily population here on here? Who was the indigenous people basically in your mind, in your beliefs?
You talking about when the Moors ruled the earth? When they traveled everywhere and they was when you had dragon Moors and phoenix Moors? You had the dragon Moors that was trying to the phoenix Moors wanted to enlighten the world, teach people culture, teaching them mathematics. They took people, they understood the way the currents work. Like, hey, during this time of month, the current is going to go this way. During these time of months, during the spring, summer months, they go this way. So they would go to China and bring them in Japan and areas like that, bring them rice and bring them things like that, fruits and vegetables, bring culture, mathematics. And during this other time, they would go back the other way when the current is going back. So I don't know how far you want to go with it, but shit, let's go. Like, it was a time where the Moors ruled the earth. And so, yes, it is. That's the reason why it's a joke in this movie. Well, it's a movie. What is that movie? When he tells them, hey, you're Sicilian, right? And he tells the Sicilian guy, that's why you got those dark hair and you got more of an olive skin, because the Moors fucked so much in your country. They changed the genetic pool forever.
They love them Italian bitches over there. They love them.
Come on, man. And they used to, so you had the Dragon Moors and the Phoenix. The Phoenix Moors were trying to enlighten people. The Dragon Moors was straight savages. Where's my motherfucking tribute at? Give me your son. I'm gonna take your son, put him in my army. Sometimes people would give them their kids because they knew your kid. The Phoenix Moors, they would give them their kids and take my baby with you because they starving over here. But over here you got fruits, vegetables. My son is gonna learn mathematics and things of that nature. With that, I digress and mute my mic. Go ahead.
So who what was the race here in America back then when the Moors was traveling? When the Moors got here, they saw what race of people?
I cannot answer that for a fact. I do not know that, and I don't like to speak in definitives about things that I don't know definitively.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But that movie you were speaking on, that's called True Romance.
True Romance. Thank you.
Yeah, you kept on going. I was trying to give you the answer to it, but you I guess your plane hadn't landed yet. That was True Romance with Christopher Walken and
Dennis Hopper.
No, I'm talking about the famous guy. He's real popular now. Was married to Angela Jolie.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. And then the other guy, I can't think his name.
I didn't know Brad Pitt was in there. I thought that was Christian Slater. Yeah, that wasn't Brad Pitt. That's Christian Slater.
That's the name of it. No, Brad Pitt was in it. $300 bet.
Oh, I can just look. We ain't got to do all that. I got this shit pulled up right here on the screen. All I got to do is just type it in.
That's King Age you're talking.
I don't even try to. I wouldn't even take advantage of people like that. You see how he tried to play me right there?
No,
let's put $300 on.
I probably just would have doubled it back to you. You know what I'm saying? But you the one that said, "No, I don't think he did." I was like, "Hey, yeah."
I said I don't think. I didn't call you a liar though.
No, you didn't, sir.
Right. But you're right. He was in it. He plays a guy named Floyd. He was Dick's roommate. So I apologize for that. But yeah, that conversation was Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper in that scene, and Dennis Hopper was telling Christopher Walken about his race and his culture and about how the Moors, straight facts though. These are straight facts. But shoot, man, we about to wrap this shit up, man. This has been a hell of a show. It's been 2 hours already almost. So I'm not doing no 8-hour broadcast today, y'all.
Why not?
Again. Man, I'm tired from last night, man. I went from last night to this morning. We are gonna be back Wednesday with Hump Day. We're gonna do some relationship talk. Miss Lips is definitely gonna we're gonna have a more fun show on Wednesday, Miss Lips. We're gonna crack some jokes, we're gonna get our bars off. Definitely gonna have a lot of fun. Let me stop this screen share real quick. Let's go around real quick and just give us some final thoughts on everything that we talked about today. Starting with ladies first. Go ahead, Miss Lips.
Yeah, want to let everybody know, let Martin Luther King be a lesson for us that, peace ain't what it is. Peace, and as a black man, it's not a such thing as peace. It has to be earned. It has to be respected. And like Martin Luther King said, he really felt bad what he did, but that was afterwards. You know what I'm saying? He was bamboozled. And what was that he signed in at the White House? What was that he signed? Do you guys know? Was it the civil rights something?
He didn't sign it. He
I
was
don't think
there.
he
He was
signed
there
it.
for a photo op.
Oh,
Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act,
right.
which made black people say, and he said it then. He was racist too, but he said, going forward, the blacks will always vote Democrat after this, and he was pretty right about that.
Sucker shit.
Sucker shit. Because like what Ricky said, why do we need civil rights? Why do we need the right to be civil? That don't make sense. That should be just a natural, ordainment within ourselves, within everyone.
Well, the Civil Rights Act wasn't the act for you to be civil. You get what I'm saying? You got it. Look, some people, if you don't, you got kids. Everybody up here got kids. You got to tell the kid, hey, you cannot eat the candy after a certain time at night. Because if you don't put rules in place, people would just do whatever they want to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
So I think that was to keep people from saying, hey, you cannot discriminate against me based off my race, my color, my sex, my national origin. Later, they added sexual orientation into that. They added that into the Civil Rights Act. But to answer your question, Ms. Lips, he was there for the photo op with Lyndon B. Johnson, but he didn't necessarily sign anything. But go
See, this
ahead,
is
Miss.
why I appreciate you guys, because I did not know that. So I learned so much today and yesterday. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have a happy MLK. Tom, you want to say hi?
Hey, comedy ready to get breastfed.
Peace to the young God.
Peace. Much
Yes, sir.
blessing.
Take care,
Uh,
you guys.
all right, Miss Lips, we'll see you on Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Ricky Williams, tell people where they can reach up, get up with you, and how they can find you, but also give us some final thoughts on everything we discussed today.
Hey man, hit me on YouTube, Ricky Williams. Just look for that RW, because I'm hard to find. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all.
Show them what it look like. There we go.
Look for that RW. That's your boy. I'm on my road to 1K. If you have not subscribed, I would really appreciate your time. And hit a thumbs up before y'all get out of here. Don't cost you nothing. Do something. Man, Mark, man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I respect you, young brother. I respect you, man. Just that simple. I appreciate you giving us a platform to discuss and actually just pass ideas around genuinely. Right? Like I said, we agree to disagree all the time, but I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's the same old shit for me. Check me out. If y'all want to follow me on IG, I'm gonna start pumping stuff off on there. That's RDubs, ARE_DUBBZ. That's my Instagram page. And it's the same for me all the time, man. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. And I bet you, I'm willing to bet you $1. Everything else take care of itself. Y'all make sure y'all have a good one.
Absolutely. King Asian Math, final thoughts, man. Everything we went over today. Sometimes it can be a little heated in here. We have little arguments here and there, but it's always love. It's always respect at the end of the day. Give us some final thoughts about everything we discussed today.
Oh yeah, just piggybacking on what you just said. That's the main thing. We just got the main common goal in mind. Because you make a few left turns or right turns to get there. We know what the ultimate destination is. So that's the main thing. Nobody's hating on no one or whatever the case. So that's the beauty of real adults, real melanated adults coming together, trading dialogue. Yes. This is the day of remembrance for the late great Dr. Martin Luther King, and I believe the first narrative or the first topic was, what would he think of today's society? What would he think in seeing today's society 2021? I feel like in a nutshell, he wouldn't be proud. I feel we as a people, I'm not going to exclude myself, for the most part, on a percentage, I'm not going to say 100%, but for the most part, we did the legacy a disservice. But and the reason why I say that is because he did a disservice as well. But he came full fledged and admitted it, and that's what I feel like. One of the main hiccups in our society as us as a people. No one wants to own their mishaps, their downfalls. The pride comes in, the ego comes in, and people subscribe to division regardless of who's orchestrating it. Majority of our people subscribe to it. So bringing it on back home, that's why I say he would look in today's society and see the divisiveness, and he would not be proud. Until we get back on that code, become more unified, become more understanding, become more respectful with one another, we'll be able to move forward past reparations. Not saying we wouldn't need it. Well, yeah, we wouldn't need it. Not saying we don't deserve it, but we wouldn't even need that reparation. We'd be our own reparation. We'd been repaired ourselves. So, with that being said, as usual, you can find me next to the dime piece. If I'm slacking on my macking, I'm going to settle for the 9 piece. Salute everybody. Be good, be kind, be gentle, and stay blessed.
And as always, my guest will get the final word. It's your boy, Marq Nash. Another great episode of Breakin and Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else we feel like squeezing into those letters. We'll be back on Wednesday for some relationship talk with special guest host, comedian Miss Lips. Remember, dreams require sleep, goals require effort. Go out there and get your goals. It's your boy Nash. Peace.
This that squad sound.
Man, I love y'all, but y'all are still here. I said the show is over. Go home. I see y'all.